But otherwise, great work there. Those rockets, always fun to watch. And there it is, that fog really low right now. Boy, you would almost think we were early morning in June or something with this type of marine there. It's thick. A little bit of drizzle was reported in some areas. Nothing measurable, but there was just a little bit. And again, look at those temperatures struggling to get into the mid-70s. I mean, we're almost into October. We can sometimes have some of our hottest temperatures along the coastline during fall, and that is definitely not the case. We'll kind of play around with that in the forecast, maybe getting above normal for some areas along the beaches over the next several days. But for now, boy, look at that. Sweater weather along the coastline, a lot of humidity, even for areas like Paso Robles, Cuyama. So dry out there, typically marine there, not much of an influence, but there's still enough getting just to the east of our coastal ranges that even they're seeing a little bit of a pump up in moisture. And speaking of moisture, there it is right there, described as small but ferocious. That is Sam, and you can see the eye right there. And as long as that eye stays in play, that means you have a very well-centered, a very well-adjusted storm system. And Sam continues to move sort of at a northwesterly pace. So that means it stays out of trouble, or at least a lot of people stay out of trouble. But there is, of course, a chance that it could run into Bermuda. And the guidance showed this last night. Bermuda high. When it's really powerful and pushed this way, the storms get pushed into the Caribbean and also the east coast of the United States, or even the Gulf. And luckily, it's a little weak, so that means it stays on a more northerly trajectory, even though it does meander to the west. So this is good news. Most people stay out of trouble with this, but Bermuda is right about there. And in about 4 to maybe 6 days, they're going to have to watch that very closely, as Sam is a very strong system. As for us, we don't have hurricanes on the west coast right now. There's actually nothing in the eastern Pacific. It's kind of quiet. And two systems trying to work their way into the west coast to our south and to our north. The one to the north is really beneficial because it is bringing in some much needed rainfall. That low right there driving the energy like this, the low down here like this, and this basically means we are stuck in a solid onshore flow with all the energy for us coming in off the ocean. This will change as this low dives through us on, say, Tuesday. Slight chance of maybe a sprinkle showing up in the Sierra in the southern half, which is excellent news because we know those fires are still really big and for the most part still unchecked. So that's good news, but behind it we'll get a little bit of a flow with a high pressure system building in, and that means we'll start to turn the energy slightly offshore. So let's go ahead and look at the futurecast, and you can see right there, look at all the energy coming into Northern California. Outstanding. Stopped it right there. Maybe getting to the southern Sierra. That would just be awesome. But look what happens by late Tuesday. Everything starts to blow away, and that's your offshore flow developing across the region. For the meantime, though, onshore flow is definitely going to dominate the weather, and watch this as we head into early Monday. The last Monday of September, socked in again. Some areas pretty thick and even reduced visibilities. Let's go ahead and look at Lompoc at 1/10 of a mile. I don't know. That might be a bit of a problem for that rocket, so we'll have to watch it closely. Maybe they can delay it enough and get some open skies. By the afternoon, clearing spotty at best, so it looks like a repeat of what we saw today. But then on Tuesday, we sock back in again, but then it clears out quickly. Look how fast it starts to pull away by the afternoon, and that's indicative of possibly seeing some northwesterly flow digging in, and maybe even a little sundowner effect for the western portion of the Santa Barbara South Coast. And there are your high temperatures on both Monday. Tuesday, we don't see a whole lot of changes, kind of up and down a few degrees, and depending on where you are. But overall, it looks really like another nice day. And then we'll go ahead and hit the wind map, because watch what happens as we go over the next couple of days. Stays fairly quiet. Then look at the Tehachapis and the southern Sierras start to kick up with the north wind, and so do we along that western portion of the Santa Barbara South Coast by late Tuesday afternoon, early evening. For Monday, again, a nice day out there across the board. A little on the cool side, though, if you are at the beach. Might have a little bit of a stingy sunshine, or at least Mother Nature will hold it back for some coastal folks all the way into the afternoon, if at all. So one more time, it might be pretty cool out there. So all areas still below normal. That means inland areas maybe scratching an 80. Beaches solid 60s at best. Surf out of the southwest and a little west swell, so good news there. There'll be some waves tomorrow. Quick look at our forecast maps. The warming hits as that low pressure center pushes past us. Maybe some wind on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then by Thursday everybody starts to warm up. Beaches not so much. Your inland areas, though, and coastal plains getting pretty nice and warm as we head toward the first few days of October. Tracy?
All right, thank you for that. Coming up, another Chargers-Chiefs game comes down to the wire. That's still ahead on your local news channel, live at 6.